What's going on, everybody? It's Go-Karts, Mini Bikes, and more, and today I'm going to show you how to clean out a rusty gas tank, whether it be a motorcycle or a go-kart or a mini bike, even a car. As long as you can move around the gas tank, this trick should work. So, as you can see, I have this gas tank here, and those of you who follow me on Garage Amino already know what this gas tank is too. So, if you want to know, follow me on Garage Amino. But as you can see, there is quite a bit of rust in there. So, this needs to be cleaned out, and I also have to clean the carburetor because obviously that rust and grime and everything got into the carburetor. So I have some carb cleaning spray, but I'm not going to show you guys how to clean the carb in this video because I've already made a video in depth on how to clean a carburetor, so go check that video out if you want to know. But as you can see, there's a lot of rust, so I'm going to show you all the materials you need and what you need to do. So this is almost basically all you're going to need. You're going to need some apple cider or cider vinegar. I'm working with a pretty small gas tank, as you can see. That's the bottle compared to the gas tank. I would have liked a bigger bottle, but that's all I had on hand, so it's not that big a deal. You're also going to need some distilled water. Now you got to make sure it's distilled, because if you go to rinse out this apple cider vinegar, the water, basically, if it's not distilled, will rust the gas tank. Same with if you don't clean out all the vinegar, it'll rust the gas tank. So make sure you get distilled. So then what you do is, a lot of people use sand and everything. You could use whatever. I've seen people use nuts, bolts, sand. I'm going to use little rocks, as little as I can find, hopefully. But I think all I have is like decent sized ones, but we'll see. So what you do is you put a nice amount. You don't have to fill up the gas tank, obviously, with rocks or whatever you're using. Just a nice few handfuls, depending on the size of your gas tank. And then you just pour in quarter of the way to half of the way of apple cider vinegar or cider vinegar, and just put the cap on. Make sure in the fuel line you have a bolt in there so it's not all just pouring out. I don't know if this bolt will even hold from the vinegar getting out, but we'll see. And sorry for the lighting, I'm in my basement. I kind of have to block the light on this table I'm working on. So what you do is you put some rocks in, you put some cider vinegar in, and then you put the cap on and you just shake it like crazy. Now, if you have an aluminum gas tank and you're trying to clean out corrosion or whatever, be careful. I'm even going to be careful with this steel gas tank. So you're going to shake it. Don't forget you have sharp, hard objects in there, so you don't want to dent the gas tank. So shake it good, but not too hard. So I'm going to go ahead, fill this with rocks, fill this up, and I'll go ahead and start shaking. I'm not going to shake it on camera just because that's an annoying sound and everything. But here's a before clip of what the gas tank looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead, fill up with rocks, fill up with cider vinegar, and then I'm going to start shaking. I'll get back to you guys once I've drained out the rocks and vinegar. Alright, so I got the gas tank filled up with rocks, as you could see. Decent amount. It's not completely full, but it'll do. I took these out of my driveway instead just because I found smaller rocks that way. And I got a little bit of dirt and pine needles in there. If you're doing this to something you really care about, I would use clean rocks or clean off the rocks with a strainer or something. But this is what I'm doing this for, is going to get a Predator eventually, so not crazy worried about it. It'll run better than with the rust in there. So I'm going to go ahead, put the vinegar in there, start shaking, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm draining it out into a bucket. Just in case this bolt fails, I'm going to wrap a towel around the whole gas tank while I'm shaking. And real quick, here's a before of what the top of the cap looked like. So let's get to shaking. Okay, so I've been shaking for about 5 minutes now, and this is the old cap. As you can see, I got a little bit better in that 5 minutes I was shaking, but I'm not going to use this cap because the old cap, the seal is bad, so it was leaking gas and vinegar everywhere. So I just used an old Predator 212 gas cap, and that's what I'm going to keep on it. But what you do is you just shake all the edges, you know, and make sure you get the top too. And wrapping a towel around it also dampens the sound, but if you don't want to wrap a towel around it to get a better grip, wear hearing protection because the sound is awful. So I'm gonna keep shaking maybe 10 minutes, 5 more minutes. So let me go do that and we'll see how it looks when I am. So it's been more or less 5 minutes. I just wanted to show you the gas that I dumped out of there. As you can see, it was already very dirty in its own. But sorry I'm out of breath. I've been shaking this thing like crazy. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt in, what is it, 70-degree weather? Not smart, but, you know, neither am I. So, let me take this cap off. I can't do it one-handed. And then I'll show you the contents in that bucket. It's going to be hard to see because I don't have a white bucket, but I'll make do. I still have the rocks in there, but as you can see, it is a lot better. That was the bad side. As you can see, there's still good amount of rust. You're gonna have to do this a few times probably, depending on how bad yours is. Mine was pretty bad, so I'll probably have to do it a few times. But she's definitely getting better. And sorry for the light, but you can see it's getting better. And I still got to rinse it out with water. I'll probably rinse it out with vinegar first before I do another. As you can see all the particles floating up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this out and show you guys what was in there. Oh man, guys, that was bad. You see, it's a lot better. Still needs work, but that's what apple cider vinegar should look like. It's transparent, but it's still dark, and that's how it came out. It looks like mud. So definitely doing the job. I'm gonna flush it out with some apple cider vinegar and rocks again, and we'll see how it does this time. So as you can see, it's a hell of a lot cleaner the second time around. Trying to get the light in there without blocking it. As you can see, it looks like a new gas tank compared to before. I'm sorry guys, I can't get the light in there, but yeah, there's still rust. If you look, if I could get it, see that petcock right there? That's a little got rust clogged in it, so I may take that petcock out and brush that off. But as you can see, it's a lot cleaner. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it out with the rest of the apple cider vinegar I have, just the apple cider vinegar, no rocks, and then I'll clean it out with the distilled water. With the distilled water, you basically just put it in there and shake it around just like the vinegar, and should do the trick. Do that a few times because you don't want any vinegar left, because then it will start causing rust just like the gas will and on distilled water would. So clean it out good. I'm gonna go ahead, clean it out with the rest of this, and then go to the distilled water. Just for a quick second, guys, I wanted to show you guys the vinegar. As you can see, that's really bad. There's a lot of particles floating it and stuff, so it's doing good. I'm happy with it. So I got the vinegar in there right now. I'm going to shake it up, then do the water. Sorry this video isn't like any other, guys. It's just the shaking got me really tired and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then rinse her out and show you guys the finished product. One other thing I should mention, a lot of people, what I've heard people do is put some baking soda or baking soda in with the water. Not a lot. This way it'll definitely clean out the rest of that vinegar, but I'm just using distilled water just because I don't feel like screwing around with stuff caking up in the gas tank and stuff. So not that that'll happen, it's just my luck this week hasn't been the best. So I'm not going to test my luck. So I'm going to go ahead, shake this water around, and then we'll do that a few times, and I'll show you guys the finished product like I said. Okay, so I rinsed it out with water a couple times, and there's still rust in the tank, but I don't think it's really an amount that I even need to worry about. So, I mean, it's a lot cleaner. There's no particles floating in the tank anymore. So, like I said, anything's better than what it was before. Now, naturally, guys, you're not going to just want to slap this back on whatever the tank is for and pour gas in it. There's vinegar, old vinegar, and lots of water still left in there. So you want to take out that screw that you put in the hose and leave the cap off and just let it air dry. or you could hold a heat gun in there on a medium setting or something to dry it out, or you could use an air compressor. I still got to clean out the carburetor, so I'm just going to leave it with the cap open down here in the basement, and it should be good. But I don't think I missed anything. I'm sure I did, and I'll leave that in the description. You guys should always check the description, because I always put forgotten information and stuff about what I'm doing next and what's not going to happen next. So always check the description. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment as to how well this works for you. Follow me on Garage Amino at Go Karts, Mini Bikes, and More, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.